like a light, lighting up in the dark. You make it right, I forgot how to act, it's so classic. Every time you make me nervous and I lose my words. It's been a while since I forgot the most.
Hey guys, and welcome back to another Sunday meal prep video. I am so glad that you are joining me today. On today's menu we are doing an oldie but a goodie. It's Charlie's favorite. We're doing taco soup with the corn muffins. That's what he requested. And then I am also trying a new recipe, and it's one of the Emily Bites Enchilada Bubble Ups, I think is what it is. And with that, I'm just going to do some of the California blend roasted vegetables in the oven to be a side to go along with that. And of course I'm doing my protein cookies, and yeah, I will do my breakfast as usual, and so that is it. So I think a pretty easy meal prep today, hopefully. That way I'm not working, too late tonight. So we will just jump right into it. If you are new to my channel, or if you haven't yet, please go ahead and click that subscribe button down below and that notification bell so that you don't miss any time that I upload. And also, if you haven't already, follow me over on Instagram. I will leave my Instagram handle for you here as well. And that way I can interact with you daily, and I always post over there pretty much every day, and a lot of my stories and stuff. And also, I do have a Facebook group for those of you that are not on Instagram or anything. It is down in the description box. There is a link. You can click that and I will add you to that Facebook group as well. And that Facebook group is growing. I'm proud of that community, and people are getting in there and sharing things, which is kind of the reason that I created it, not just so that I could share stuff about myself. So I'm very happy with that. So thank all of you that are contributing to the little Facebook group and kind of keeping it going. And also, speaking of the description box, for those of you that don't know, there is a description box below every video. Has the drop down. There's going to be all of my recipes and stuff for today will be listed below. I will have the link to the Emily Bites recipe that I use. I will type out my taco soup recipe for you and the corn muffin recipe that I use, and of course the chocolate protein cookies will be in there as well. So be sure to check that description box. There's always lots of information. My Amazon store is linked in there. My Fetch Rewards, if you want to download the Fetch Rewards app and get extra points for scanning your first receipt, you can do that. I highly recommend doing that. What else is in there? My Yvette link is in there. That is still active if you want to get some great activewear at a great price. And yeah, I'm also going to leave a link to Charlie's channel down in my description box from here on out, just to try to help grow his channel. Y'all know he started his DIY channel, and it is called Charlie Shows You How. So definitely take a moment, check out the description box. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave those down for me below as well. I try to respond to everyone, at least, within a few hours or a day or so. So I love to communicate back and forth with y'all, and I love this community. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for watching another video, and let's just get right into it. Okay, here is the stuff that Charlie has to prep today. Well, not the blueberries. I know I washed those, but I went ahead and got them out so that I don't forget about them. But not very much prep for him today at all. Just the 3 peppers, which I just got this 3-pack because they were on sale at Publix. And just wanted to save a little bit of money there. So I always get a trio, so I picked that up. And then I got my tomato for my sandwiches that he will slice. And then this is a nice big cantaloupe that he will cut up for me. My pineapple's looking a little small today, so I'm hoping that it's enough pineapple. We shall see. Again, a lot of that ends up being like the outside, and he has to trim it up quite a bit. So we'll see how much we get out of it, because it looks like a baby pineapple to me. But he doesn't have to trim any meat or anything. I am getting ready to put my taco soup on, but we already have some chicken breasts, which here I'll show you. I set them out to kind of de-thaw just a little bit this morning, but whenever we have the leftover chicken breasts out of the big packs, he will go ahead and trim all of the fat and stuff off of it and just bag them up, and then we will use these whenever I want to do something like a crock pot chicken, or today we are doing the taco soup. So it just makes it so much easier, and to have them already trimmed, and he just will individually bag them so that I can just pick out how many I need. And we try not to leave them in the freezer for too long. You know, we will try to go through and make a taco soup about once a month, or, you know, we'll still make it in the summer, even when it's 100 degrees outside. We just love the taco soup. It's Charlie's favorite. That was his request this week, so that's what we are going to make. I'm fixing to get in the shower, but before I do, I'm going to show y'all how to put together the taco soup, because these chicken breasts are still pretty frozen, so they definitely need to cook all day. I will cook this on high pretty much all day until we probably get ready to eat tonight. This will be our dinner. So it is 10 o'clock now, and by the time that I get it on, it doesn't take but a few minutes to throw together. Then it'll have a good 8 hours to cook, and I don't really care if I don't feel like it ever overcooks, but y'all know I like everything super well done. So the meat should be really good and tender and falling apart by 6 o'clock tonight whenever I get ready to plate this up. Okay, so here is everything that I'm going to use for the taco soup, which I have already placed those 3 frozen chicken breasts that I just showed you into the crock pot. You can use 2 breasts, 3, whatever. I normally just do 3 just because we like the extra protein, it's extra filling, and it is 0 points on the blue plan. You also need some corn, so I'm just going to put this whole bag of frozen corn in there. I'm going to do 2 cans of drained and rinsed black beans. I'm going to put this whole can of this big original Rotel in there. Y'all know I like it spicy, so I'm going to add some extra chili powder and some cumin in there to spice it up a bit, and of course salt and pepper. I will add 1 packet of the hot and spicy taco seasoning and 1 packet of the original. These do end up making this out to be, I think, 1 point per serving, but I don't really care. I think that it's worth it. I know you can make this as 0 points, so if you want it 0 points, maybe only use 1 pack of taco seasoning. And then chicken broth. I don't know if I'll use this whole container or not, but possibly. I need at least 2 or 3 cups, or else, because of all the chicken, especially once you shred it up, it will really start to absorb a lot of the liquid. So it might seem a little liquidy at first, but anyway, it will, you know, take care of it and just make it a little more soupy. And that is 0 points as well. So really the only thing that counts points in this recipe is the taco seasoning. So I'm going to get my beans drained and rinsed and get them ready to put in, and open the Rotel, and we're going to throw it together real quick. Okay, so I have my 3 chicken breasts in there, so we are going to go in, of course, with salt and pepper. And as I always say, season to your liking. Y'all know we like a lot of salt and pepper and everything. And we're going to go ahead and go in with some chili powder and some of the cumin. I have drained and rinsed the 2 cans of black beans, so we're going to go ahead and put those in. And y'all, this recipe is so easy. You just throw it together and it just cooks itself. I have the bag of corn. I'm going to go ahead and put that in. My large can of Rotel, or what I normally like to do is like 1 small can of original and 1 small can of fire roasted. But they did not have any of the small cans of original at the store, so that's why I just got the 1 big can. And then that's why I'm really adding, although I probably would still add a little extra chili powder and ground cumin, but I'm just saying I usually like to do 1 fire roasted and 1 original, but this is fine. And if you don't like it as spicy, then you might want to just stick with original or mild. I think they might have a mild. I'm going to go ahead and put in both packets of the taco seasoning. So I'm doing 1 packet of original and 1 packet of hot and spicy. Again, you would probably just want to stick with original if you don't want it too spicy. But we love our spice up in here. And then we're going to just cover it basically with chicken broth. We'll see. I think this has 4 cups in it. I'm just going to eyeball it and see how much I think it needs. And that's one piece of advice I would give everybody. Don't make things overly complicated. A lot of people are like wanting specific measurements on everything. You know, I would probably say, which we may end up using this whole thing, so it'll be 4 cups. I am probably going to just go ahead and use it all. But you know, lots of things you can just kind of eyeball, and you know, as you cook things, you kind of learn and know things that you like and don't like. like how spicy you might want something, or how much liquid you might want in your soup, etc. Okay, so that's everything that goes in here. I think the recipe also calls for onion, but we do not put the onion in. I have before. It's okay, but you know, we just really don't eat that much onion. Sometimes I will put it in a recipe occasionally, but this is all that we're going to do, and we're going to put her on for 8 hours, and it should be done for tonight. So I'm going to go ahead, and I have my little Ninja crock pot here, and this one has lots of different functions on it. I do love this crock pot because of that. So I have it on high on the slow cook function for 8 hours, and then we will just check on it later. Now that I've got this in, we will roll into Charlie's prep. So I have my pineapple, my cantaloupe, and my blueberries ready to go to make my usual fruit bowl. So let's throw them together real quick and get these in the fridge and out of the way.
You're gone now, will you coming back? Yeah, I know that, yeah, I know that. You're the traveling kind, it's a known fact. Yeah, I know that. Once you've seen all the things, all the places, I hope it means that you'll come home to me. Once you've traveled the world, all the spaces inside your heart, I hope I'll be your end destination. I hope I'll be your life-changing sensation. I hope I'll be
All right, here are the completed fruit bowls. I have 7 of those, 7 yogurts. This is the tomato that Charlie sliced for me earlier for my sandwiches for this week. And then, of course, my bell peppers that he diced up. I just like to store them in here. I do put a thick layer of paper towels just to absorb the moisture from the peppers and to help keep them fresher during the week. So that is done. And I did get a question the other day about how much fruit I put in here and the points and stuff. I think on every WW plan it is 0 points for the fruit. I'm not sure about the non-fat Greek yogurt, but it is 0 on the blue plan. I do not weigh it out. I mean, I just eyeball it, and you know, this is something that I don't think you need to overly think. Keep it simple. Simple is best. So yeah, all of this food actually is 0 points. The tomato, all veggies, all fruits, everything on WW is 0. So don't waste your time worrying about exact portions and stuff like that. You know, just portion out however much you want and go with it. But again, these are done. So I'm going to throw these in the refrigerator and get busy working on my bubble up. Okay, so I am ready to start on this Emily Bites Bubble Up. I'm going to say enchilada. I know some people say enchilada. It's just hard for me to say that. It's just my little country accent. But Bubble Up Enchilada Casserole. And the way that she has it, it comes out to 5 smart points on blue, 8 smart points on green, and 5 on purple. So I am making some modifications, which this modification is actually going to make it 1 additional point. So it's going to be 6 points per serving, and I'm okay with that because I think 6 points for dinner is pretty good. It's about my typical. So she calls for 1 1/4 pounds of lean ground turkey breast. I'm just going to go ahead and do 2 pounds because that's what I have. And I don't want the other 3/4 of a pound to go to waste. My original intent was to use it to make some turkey burgers, but I'm not going to do that today. So I'm just going to go ahead and brown up the 2 pounds. And then instead of the 10 ounces of the enchilada sauce, I have this 15-ounce can. So I am going to use this full can, so that adds a little bit additional points. She calls for 8 ounces of tomato sauce, so I'm going to use this, which the Publix tomato sauce is 0 for the whole can. A can of black beans, those are 0 points as well. I'm going to use that can of black beans. And then she calls for 7.5 ounces of biscuits, and I'm actually going to do 10 ounces. I have this, which is 16 ounces, so I'm just going to measure out 10 ounces, and then whatever's left over I will just bake as biscuits, and Charlie will eat those. And the only reason I'm adding a little bit extra of this is because I am going to add some extra sauce and some extra turkey. So, you know, we're going to bulk it up a little bit. And then I am cutting a little bit of points in the cheese because the Publix guy did not give me low-fat Mexican cheese yesterday. He actually gave me the regular, which this is a bag that we already had. So now we have another bag because Charlie does like to use this frequently. So I'm just going to use, I'm going to use 1/4 of a cup of this. I'm going to do 1/4 of a cup of the fat-free mild cheddar cheese. And I'm going to do, I think, 1/2 of a cup, yeah, of the fat-free mozzarella. So that's where my full cup of cheese is going to come in. I actually may change that a little bit. I might increase the, no, we'll leave it. That'll be good. A cup of cheese is plenty, even though the other ingredients are increasing a little bit more. I don't want to add any additional points. So we will just leave it at that. So 1/2 cup of this, 1/4 cup of this, and 1/4 cup of this one. And I'm just putting this in just to give a little bit of that additional flavor because this does have, you know, some different cheeses in it as well. So that's the way that we're going to do it. So let's get started. First thing I got to do is brown up my turkey in a skillet and get the oven preheating, and then we will mix it all together and put it in the oven. And along with this, I'm just going to have some of the California blend vegetables that I like to roast in the oven with the steak seasoning on it. So let me get everything going and we will get this one done. I think this is going to be another easy recipe. Okay, so I have the ground turkey. I just put it in the skillet, both packs of it. It's just now starting to warm up. But y'all know I'm going to season it up good too, even though she doesn't have these seasonings on the recipe. But we're going to do salt and pepper, ground cumin, chili powder, some garlic powder, and some onion powder. So we're going to go in with a little salt and some pepper and some garlic powder, some onion powder, some onion powder, some chili powder, and of course ground cumin. Okay, I'm almost out of that. Can y'all believe I've let that get that low? Alright, I know that's getting loud, so we're just going to get this browned up, and I'm going to get the biscuits measured out and try to get everything else ready, because then you just add it together and put it into a baking dish and it goes in the oven. Okay, so the turkey's almost browned up completely, so I need to get everything else measured out. And I have opened my can of biscuits, so we're going to measure out 10 ounces. And then we will cut those up into small pieces. There we go, 10.3 ounces. That is close enough. And then that leaves 3 biscuits, I think, that I can just bake, and then Charlie will eat those this week. So I'm just going to set that to the side, and I'm just going to cut that up into little chunks, I think is what I'm supposed to do. Yeah, cut it up into quarters. And then we're going to measure out our cheeses. So we're going to do 1/4 of a cup of the Mexican cheese, which 1/4 of a cup is 28 grams. Okay, so there's 28 grams of that one. And we're going to do 1/4 of a cup of the shredded cheddar. So I'm just going to tear that out to where it is 0. And we're going to do another 1/4 of a cup here. There we go, 29 grams on that one, close enough. And then we want 1/2 cup of the fat-free mozzarella, so we're going to do 56 grams. There we go, 56, perfect. So we have our cheese measured out and we have our biscuits. And then I'm gonna get my cans open, drain and rinse my black beans. And I think the turkey is about done. I've turned it down real low until I get everything together, and then we will get it all added in here and into the baking dish. Okay, so our turkey is browned. I've turned the heat down a little bit on it just so that it would not burn. And now we're going to go ahead, and it says to add in the enchilada sauce. And the tomato sauce. And the black beans, which I have drained and rinsed those. And then we're going to stir this up well, and then we're going to add in the biscuits. Okay, so it says to go ahead and put the biscuits in and stir that in, which this is the step that seems a little odd to me, like I never would have thought to put biscuits in something like this, so I'm curious to see what it tastes like. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and just spray our baking dish, which this is almost empty. I do have more though, but I'm going to try to empty all this out. And then it says to just put all of this into the baking dish and put it in the oven for 25 minutes, and then we will add the cheese. So we're going to dump it all in there. And we're going to make sure it's spread out evenly. And in the oven it's going to go for 25 minutes. I still have to get my California blend vegetables ready, but they will probably take longer than this to cook, so I'm going to go ahead and put this in and then get my veggies ready. Okay, so for the veggies, I'm just going to use these California blend vegetables. Well, you can see that. I've used these several times before. I already have them spread out here on my sheet. All I did was line it with aluminum foil. I sprayed it with a little bit of olive oil. And then the only thing that I'm going to season it with is this Montreal steak seasoning, if it will focus. There we go. Montreal steak seasoning. This makes it delicious, but it also makes it spicy. So if you don't like a lot of spice, go light on it. You know, we like a lot of spice, so I want to make sure that all of it is coated really well. In fact, I'm going to open the other side to where I can just kind of sprinkle it easier. This just adds so much flavor to these vegetables. Once you ever try them like this, you can never go back to just eating them plain. That is ready to go in the oven. The bubble up is actually still in there, and I have the extra biscuits, so I'm just going to wait until it's done and then move the temperature up to 400 and let these cook in there until they are nice and done, and just let those cook by themselves, I think, because I don't want to like mess up the bubble up since we're close to it being done. Okay, so the bubble up has been in for 25 minutes, and now it says to take it out and sprinkle the cheese over it and then cook it for an additional 10. So that's what we're gonna do. Alright, it's going back in for 10 more minutes and then it should be done. Okay guys, here is the bubble up fresh out of the oven. It's looking and smelling pretty good. I'm excited to try this. I've never eaten anything like this with the biscuits in there, so we shall see. And Charlie ended up with 3 biscuits for the week, so he can make himself a little breakfast sandwich or just eat them plain or whatever he wants to do with them. I've got the California blend vegetables in. I just put those in, so they're in on the bottom there. I'm just going to let those cook for like 45 minutes or so until they are done. And I'm getting everything set up over here for the corn muffins. So for the corn muffins, you need 1.5 cups of self-rising cornmeal mix. And I do like this Martha White hot rise. I think that it's great. I'm pretty much going to use 1.5 cans of this sweet cream corn and I can't remember how many egg whites I put in there. I think 3. I'll have to look at my recipe. But all of that will be down in the description box, of course. These come out to 3 points each. If you wanted to make like smaller muffins, you could use 1 cup of cornmeal. You could use 1 can of this and like 2 egg whites and divide those into 12. And then I think they come out to maybe 2 points each muffin. But since we're eating it with a 1 point taco soup, I want a nice good muffin with it. Actually 2 of them is what we will eat with them. So I went ahead and kind of like did the recipe 1.5 times and still divide it into 12. You can always change things. Don't be afraid to cut something in half. Don't be afraid to add a little extra to it, even if you wanted to make a little bit more. So but that's what we're going to do. 1.5 cans of the corn, 1.5 cups of cornmeal, 3 egg whites, I think, or 3 tablespoons. And yeah, I almost used all of this up. There's just a little bit left, but it stays stored in the freezer, and I do have another one in the freezer ready to go. So I'm going to get y'all set up on this tripod, and we're going to make these corn muffins so that they'll be ready to go in the oven as soon as these vegetables are done. Okay guys, let's do the corn muffins. I already have the 1.5 cups of the hot rise cornmeal measured out here. So we're going to put that in. And we're going to go in with 1.5 cans of cream style corn. So there's 1.5. I don't know why it's not focusing. Sorry. Okay, and then we're going to go in with 3 tablespoons of egg whites. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And then we're just going to mix it up and get it in our muffin tin. This is so easy for corn muffins, and y'all, these are delicious. Okay, I think that looks mixed pretty good. I'm going to grab my muffin tin and baking spray, and we'll get them in the pan, and they will be ready to go in the oven as soon as the veggies are done. Okay, so I have my muffin tin here, and we're going to just spray each one, and I do like to make sure I spray it well so that they do not stick. This is almost empty. And then I am going to use just my little ice cream scooper here to scoop it out.
Taking just be. Don't take it. Taking just don't be. And live my life. Don't take it personal. I ain't lying. I ain't hiding. I've been grinding, multiplying.
Okay, there they are. They're ready to go in the oven. I'm just going to set this to the side, and we're going to go ahead and mix up our cookies. Okay guys, this is everything that we need to make the chocolate protein cookies. I like to use this Centrax peanut butter cookie protein powder. Some people have substituted PB2 for that, just so you know. And then this is the PE Science in the frosted chocolate cupcake. I have both of these linked in my Amazon store, which is down in the description box below. We're going to use half a can of 100% pure pumpkin. I used half last week, so I will use the rest of that today. We're going to do 14 grams of the Lily's dark chocolate baking chips, the no sugar added. I'm going to do 5 grams of the Jell-O sugar-free pudding and the chocolate fudge, and 10 grams of the Hershey's Special Dark Cocoa, and probably 100 to 150 grams of egg whites. I just kind of play that by ear depending on the consistency, but this is everything that you need to make these cookies. They come out to 1 point for 2 cookies or 2 points for 3 cookies. So they are super low in points, super filling and delicious, and definitely worth trying. And I have my Baker's Joy out because I will have to spray my pan whenever I get this mixed up to put the cookies on. And I'm sure you could use different protein powders. I do recommend these because number 1, I know they work well, and number 2, I know that they're sweet and give the cookies a really good flavor. We're going to do 1 scoop of the peanut butter. Oh, I forgot one ingredient, and that's the baking powder. So we are going to do 1 like heaping tablespoon of the baking powder as well. And then we're going to go in with 10 grams of the Special Dark Cocoa. And then we're going to do 5 grams of the sugar-free Jell-O. One of these little Jell-O packets lasts for several batches of cookies, by the way. I just fold it up and keep it in the box. Then we're just going to mix all of the dry ingredients until they are mixed really well. Okay, so we have that mixed up. I think that looks pretty good. We're going to go in with our pumpkin, which should be about 212 grams or so. And then we're going to do the egg whites. And again, I usually start with about 100 or so, and then I add, that lid fell right in there. I start with about 100 grams or so, and then I just add to it if I need to. And that was about 120 grams actually. And again, I still think that's a little bit too thick. So we're gonna go in with a little bit more egg whites. Okay, my card got full, so I don't know what I said last, but I feel like this is a really good consistency, if you can see that. See, it's not too runny, it's not too thick. That's what you wanna look for on the cookies. And I know I keep saying that in every video, but some people are having trouble with the consistency, so I'm just trying to give a little bit more detail on what I look for. Now we're going in with the 14 grams of chocolate chips, and that's all there is to it. We are ready to get these scooped out. Okay, we're gonna spray our pan, and we're gonna scoop this out into 12 cookies.
And I get my weight up, staying prayed up, meditating and taking time away. You always posting up pictures, trying to look like you winning. I'm writing rhymes in the kitchen, soaking in moments we live in, yeah. You got the nerve to be on me, faking your life for the IG. If you got my number, don't add me, cause baby, I'm on hiatus.
Okay, these are ready to go in the oven, 350 degrees for 9 minutes. All right, here are the cookies fresh out of the oven. I literally just took them out. You can see they're still steaming, and they are soft, but they are not runny on top. So these will flatten out, and I will store those in the refrigerator, but they look perfect. Okay, so the corn muffins are ready to go in the oven. It is preheated to 400, and they're going in for 15 minutes. Okay, here are the corn muffins fresh out of the oven. I just pulled them out. They are looking good. They are very hot to the touch, so I'm going to let them sit here and cool. All right, guys, so we are doing really well today. The taco soup is going good. It's still not ready to be done yet, but I have the bubble up ready to plate up and the vegetables. So I'm going to get this plated up, take a little break, eat me a little snack, and then do my breakfast. And hopefully by that time it will be time to plate up the taco soup and we can eat dinner and be done with the day. So woohoo! So for the bubble up, it is going to be divided into 6 servings. So I'm just going to cut it down the middle. I'm just eyeballing it, of course, like I do everything. And then we're just going to kind of guess here, probably there and there will be good to cut. And hopefully it's not stuck too bad. It may fall apart. It may not look the prettiest once I put it in the plate, but we're going to try. I'm going to kind of go around the edges. It's not stuck too bad, I don't think. Let me get a spatula. Okay, so there we go. Not too bad. It came out pretty good. And then my veggies will go on this other end. So let's get these all plated up. Okay, so we got those plated up. That was super easy. Now we are going to plate the veggies. And if this meal is good, then this is another easy one that's going to kind of be like that lasagna soup that I made last week that will definitely go into the rotation. Of course, tonight we'll probably have the taco soup. We usually have it on the nights on Sunday nights, just because it's just easy, because it kind of cooks so long to the last minute. Okay guys, here is the completed enchilada bubble up, which is an Emily Bites recipe with some roasted California blend vegetables that's seasoned with the Montreal steak seasoning. So hopefully this is delicious. I have not tried a bite of this, so this will just be a surprise whenever we try it tomorrow night. But it looks good. It was very easy to throw together, so thumbs up for this one. Okay, I am ready to check on the taco soup. I'm going to get the chicken shredded up. I think it should be done. It has been in here for about 7 hours now. Oh yeah, see, it's falling apart. I could probably shred it in the in the pot. It would probably be easier, but I do like to take it out. And all my little animals will probably start coming around because they love the shredded chicken. They can smell it. I hear little footprints, footsteps, not footprints, little toenails on the floor. Okay, so to shred my chicken, I know some people actually will use like one of those handheld mixers or whatever. I just do the 2 forks. Look how soft it is. It's going to break up just perfectly, so we're just going to shred it up and put it right back in the pot. And I will save a bite or two kind of to the side for the animals. But it's really hot. I'll set a little bit over there so that it cools off for them. Okay, I think that looks good enough. I'm going to go ahead and just put it back in here. Be up here so you can see a little bit. And this is pretty much done. I'm just going to kind of stir it back up and just let it simmer just for a few more minutes, and we'll be ready to plate it up. The rest of this I'm going to save to give to the animals so they get a little bite. But we're just going to mix this up in here. And this is one reason that I like to go ahead and put all of that chicken broth in there, because as you can see, as soon as you shred that chicken, it really starts to absorb any liquid. Charlie's over here eating the chicken that I set aside for the animals. I saw his little hand reach up here. And I thought, I don't hear Ozzy chewing. Ozzy's the one standing down here wanting some. Okay, so that looks good. We're just going to let it set for just a few minutes and then plate it up. Okay, so I am ready to plate this up. I'm just going to divide it into these 6 containers, which is what we always use for our taco soup, because it works perfectly to put our corn muffins in the 2 other ends of it that doesn't have anything in it. And this is quite a bit of soup, and this holds quite a bit.
There's a party downtown, someone said that you're coming by. Let me know when you're here, meet me up for a smoke outside. I regret what...
Okay, I'm gonna have to get my mitts out and pour the rest of this out. So let me do that, and then this will be plated up. It'll be done. Okay guys, I have finished another successful meal prep. This is looking delicious, smelling good. So we have our 7 bowls of fruit and yogurt for my lunches, and then we have 6 servings of the taco soup and 6 servings of the enchilada bubble up with the bird's eye, no, is it bird's eye? I guess the California blend vegetables that we roasted in the oven with the steak seasoning on it, which is so delicious. The corn muffins, which will go along with the taco soup, and then of course my chocolate protein cookies. And then I have my bacon back there. I have my Ziploc bag saved from last week, so I will just put that in the Ziploc bag to store it. And then I have my 5 containers of scrambled eggs. So another successful meal prep. And for anybody, a lot of people ask like how we do our dinners. So I make 6 of each dinner, and then Sunday night through Friday night, Charlie and I will alternate these. So one night we'll have taco soup. The next night we will have the bubble up. The next night we'll have taco soup. The next night the bubble up. So on and so forth until we get to Friday night. That's when we have 6 servings of each. So Sunday night through Friday night, these are our dinners. We don't have to worry about what we're going to eat. We don't have to worry about what we're going to cook or anything like that. So it makes it so easy, so simple, and yeah, totally worth spending the day meal prepping to not have to cook anymore really during the week. Okay guys, thank you so much for joining me for another Sunday meal prep. I hope that you get some good ideas, and let me know down in the comments if you try any of these recipes. Of course, the taco soup is an oldie but a goodie. We have made this several times. We love it. It's Charlie's favorite, and we love the corn muffins to go along with it. This is the new recipe for us, the enchilada bubble up. So this one we will definitely be reviewing on our meal prep review next week on how we like it. And of course we have the chocolate protein cookies and my breakfast and stuff for the week. So overall, very pleased with this. Just wanted to say thank you to each one of y'all. And also, if you haven't checked out Charlie's YouTube channel yet, it is up and going. It is called Charlie Shows You How. That is what we went with, and I will have the link to his channel down in my description box below. Again, it's mostly car stuff right now, but he is going to do some home improvements and different little projects and some woodworking projects and stuff as time goes along. So be sure to check out his channel, show him a little love. You'll actually get to hear him talk in his videos because I'm not in them, so I'm not there to talk, so he has to talk to y'all. But anyway, thank you so much for joining me. Again, if you haven't already, click that subscribe button down below and that notification bell so that you don't miss any time that I upload. I upload several times per week. It has been Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday, but it is going to be more this week. We will see how it plays out, but I'm thinking it's going to be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and on Sundays right now, and maybe sometimes a Saturday video thrown in there. Again, I want to provide good content for y'all, and as much as I can get. And I love this YouTube community. I love this channel, and I love y'all, and y'all rock. Thank y'all so much for your support. And also follow me over on Instagram. I will leave my Instagram handle here on the screen for you as well. And I will see y'all in the next video. Thanks, guys.
Said didn't mean it, yeah, believe me. I guess I take it back.